Welcome to Personal Growth Advanced Leadership Toastmasters Club Meeting, meeting number 139. We're so glad that you're here. Our club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which our members are empowered to enhance their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence, personal growth, and achievement of their Toastmaster goals and those of the Personal Growth Leaders Toastmasters Club. Our theme for today is favorites, and our word for the day is laughter. As your president, I welcome everyone here, and I'm looking to see if we have guests. No, we do not have guests this morning, but we're so glad to see everyone else that's here. I'd like to now turn over the gavel to our Toastmaster of the day, who is Sanjeeb. Please welcome Sanjeeb, our Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Teresa, for this opportunity. So today, theme is favorite, and that's my favorite as well. Favorite. Everyone have their own favorite, and this is quite a very interesting word. So in the meeting, let's try to come with your favorite things. We'll use the theme of the day uh, in describing our favorite things. So, to start the meeting, let's call the grammarian. I think grammarian is not available. Okay. So, the word of the day is laughter, and that is very important. Important. So, without further ado, we can start with the first speaker. The first speaker is Christiana, and Christiana is going to speak from the pathway presentation mastery, writing a speech with purpose, and the project title is a trip of a lifetime. The project title is a trip of the lifetime. So let's welcome Christian to present her speech. Over to you, Christian.
Choo, choo. Welcome aboard, fellow Toastmasters. It's exciting to be here, and it's going to be a trip of a lifetime. We are engaged on a fantastic ride from Anchorage, Alaska, USA to Girdwood, Alaska, USA. We've boarded the Alaska Railroad train. It is iconic, and I cannot wait for you to experience a part of Alaska. There certainly is so much to offer, and as you can see here, we have just arrived to the Turnagain Pass, and we are passing through the mountains, and we may even be able to see a whale out in the Turnagain Pass waters. And before you know it, we will arrive to Girdwood, Alaska. And here's where we can get off and you have the opportunity to explore. Certainly, I know as a longtime Alaskan, Girdwood, Alaska is one of my favorite places. There is so much to do here. We can share laughter, we can share activity, and certainly we can share amazing food. The first stop we'll take is to the Alyeska Resort and Hotel. Alyeska Resort and Hotel is one of the most famous places in Alaska and certainly the top ski resorts in the United States of America. Here, not only are they known for winter activities of all kinds, including snowboarding and skiing, they're also known for their famous Nordic spa, where you can go and enjoy a spa venture and take some time to relax for yourself. And then for some good eats, and maybe something that you may not be used to, is the Double Muskie Inn. The Double Muskie Inn is an inspired New Orleans restaurant where they have cooking that really incorporates a Cajun spice. It's difficult to explain what that may taste like unless you try it. But as you can see, there's a dish featured here, and I hope you enjoy your time. You can also see that they have some unique decorations that you may not see in other places. When you walk into the Double Muskie, you're overwhelmed by the smell of New Orleans food. You're thrown beads. You are sure to laugh. They will take you to a celebration called Mardi Gras, which is most popularly celebrated in the New Orleans, but the Double Muskie Inn keeps it alive in Alaska. And what's so neat about the Double Muskie Inn is that everyone has the opportunity to leave a piece of their story and journey. All of the trinkets they have, including the plates, the hanging mugs, and little letters. Some of them are from visitors who have come, and the visitors have been from all around the world. Now that our stomachs are full, let's venture to certainly one of my favorite places, the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. And the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center has been established for nearly 50 years. They have worked extremely hard to rehabilitate wild animals who no longer have the opportunity to be let free again. These are permanent residents of the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. And as you can see in the top left-hand corner, we have a moose who's being completely silly. And the moose, it's amazing. You certainly never want to approach them in the wild. No wild animal should ever be approached. But at the Conservation Center, they are quite used to folks coming around, and in the barn where they have access to, they love coming up to see what people are doing. In the lower left-hand picture, we have muskox. And muskox, an interesting fact about them, their fur does not tangle. They actually have a particular chemical in their hair that allows for natural detangling. So no tangle ever for the muskox, and that's quite helpful. You may be able to see that they have extensively long hair and they don't get any tangles at all. We have the Arctic wolf in the bottom, and then we have a bear who's being silly. And maybe a fact you may be less familiar about are with bears, they're actually quite playful. It's amazing to watch them play with one another and also just play around in the snow, which they'll throw up sometimes. I hope you have enjoyed your trip. It's my time to depart you now because you have a full day ahead of you to explore. Fellow Toastmasters, adventure awaits in abundant Alaska. I hope it too becomes one of your favorite places. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Christiana, to moving us to take us all through Alaska. You have I really felt like I'm roaming to the areas which you have shown, and this is quite interesting place because I remember when I was in my college, one of my professors who returned from US Alaska, and he used to tell a lot of things about Alaska because he lived there, he worked there as a professor for some decade, and he was old guy, so he used to tell a lot about Alaska. Thank you very much for sharing that. So with this, let's go to our second speaker. And the second speaker today is Teresa. And Teresa is going to speak on from the pathway team collaboration, writing a speech with the purpose. And it's a 5 to 7 minute speech. And the project title is quite interesting: Cool as Cucumber, or Second Thoughts. Cool as Cucumber, uh, Second Thoughts. So over to you, Teresa. Over to you, Teresa.
These are a few of my favorite things. Don't worry. I know I'm not Julie Andrews, so I'm not going to sing for you. My extent of singing is solo in the shower. But what are a few of your favorite things? Why not hop over to chat and tell us? Just give us a thought about what are your favorite things or what makes you laugh. What is funny for you? One thing I love is a challenge. And Anvita has offered all of us an opportunity to speak to our words and join a contest, writing a story. She had some objectives, and one is that we need to use these 5 idioms in our story. So put pen to paper and craft a poem or a story using all 5 of the contest idioms. What are they? A gray matter. Have second thoughts. Cross your fingers. Hold your horses. And cool as a cucumber. Yes, you need to use all of those 5 idioms. Is that hard? Are you thinking that's too many for a 200 to 300 word story? Well, it's up to you. If your story is going to be a little longer, no one is going to worry about it. But what I thought I would do is I would give you an example I put together. Unfortunately, I haven't finished my story, and maybe you like finishing stories, or you can help me finish that story. I have no title as yet, unless we go with cool as a cucumber or second thoughts. It was a gray matter that was keeping Wilson awake. He hadn't been able to move past thinking about it. Usually, he was a man that was cool as a cucumber. But these past few days, he hadn't been anything close to cool. In fact, his world was upside down, and he was feeling torturous inside. In fact, several times he had to be told to hold his horses. "Hey, Wilson, what's up with you, man?" a coworker asked. "You've been walking in circles for the past 10 minutes. You sick or something?" Walking in circles? He hadn't even been aware of it. "Yeah, man, you've been doing this for the past few days, and it's becoming more frequent." What was he agitating about? Agitating to the point that he was now losing sleep and inflicting concern on those closest to him. At home, his wife and his daughter both wondered what in tarnation was going on with him. The affair now, when he thought about it, and it was thinking too much about it, this situation was more catastrophic than the simple word affair implied, wasn't it? Oh, there he was, mulling it over again. He'd have to make a decision, but what decision? Was it second thoughts holding him back? Crossing his fingers, he was warding off some banshee. And that was a noticeable behavior that got his wife and daughter to worrying. Never had they seen him so worked up about something. "Go with the flow, Charlie," was a nickname commonly used by his colleagues. Mom, do you think it's something going on at work? I don't know, dear. I was thinking some kind of health issue. Remember a few years ago? The mom's voice trailed off into a low whisper. Wilson had sauntered into the room. What's up, ladies? What's so secretive? You planning a party for me? The women looked blankly at each other. A party? Why would they be throwing a party? It wasn't his birthday or anything. And that is my 5 idioms with no ending story. So I am challenging you to hop on over and write your own story about favorite things. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Teresa, for sharing such a nice story, and that also using all the 5 idioms, and that's quite interesting. I must follow you, and I'll make my own story, and I'll share with everyone, and I'll be look forward for the feedback on that. And now we have moved to the next section of this meeting. So next section will be table topic, and in this table topic we have Somesh, uh, who will be leading this table topic. So I would call Somesh to take this virtual stage and uh, perform the table topic. Over to you, Somesh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. So because our theme of the meeting is favorite, there would be some things we can share about what is favorite for us as part of the table topics. So maybe I can start with Kaushal. I see you first on the screen, so maybe I'll go that way.
I can time for Kaushal.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the question for you, Kaushal, would be it's around favorite, and the word of the day is laughter as well. So what's your favorite joke that never fails you to make you laugh?
Mr. Topic Master and fellow Toastmasters, I love jokes. I'm a big collector of jokes. But when it comes time to actually think of a joke to say, it's hard for me to remember anything in my collection of jokes. But I do have a favorite. And it adds to the laughter because this joke was actually invented by a child. And it's actually rather clever. So it's a very short joke, but here it is. What did the ground say to the sky? Hi, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Kaushal. Quite an interesting one. Yeah, and one of the things that we notice is that the way the kids talk, especially those small ones, when they have just started their talking journey, it's quite interesting. They could say some things and we'll be just in awe with what they said. It might just surprise us totally. I've seen some videos in some of the social media platforms where I think there is a guy called Michael Barrymore, I think is, and he's talking with lots of small kids. They might be 6-7 years old kids. They would be sitting on a big chair, huge chair in front of audience, and he will ask some questions to those kids, and the replies will be so interesting. Like yeah, and his questions are quite interesting as well. Some of the kids would say that my mother has got a drink in her hand and smoke in her other hand, and she's just there for a very long time like that. So the kids, they don't have any filter. So that's again interesting. It's quite it's quite an interesting one. I've seen a few of those videos. Okay, so now we can go to, let me see, Salim, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, so the question for you is, share your favorite funny childhood memory.
Quite interesting topic. A funny childhood story, right? Moment.
Yes, yes. Any memory? Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a real story. During my childhood, myself and my cousin brother, we went to the market along with my grandfather. So we went to buy the vegetables. That time, my younger brother, he wanted to go to the washroom, but he didn't tell to my grandpa. He told to me. But what I thought is, let us make some fun out of it. Then I didn't tell it to my grandpa, so he just controlled control for a long time, and then we finished the shopping. Then we started going to the house. By that time, he was unable to control it, so he he pooped in the pan, and he started crying. That was a really funny moment. What I can remember during this time. Yeah, that's what I can remember.
Thank you, Salim.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the next, maybe Sabria, you're there, is it?
I'm here.
Okay,
I just can't put my video on because I'm
that's
at
fine.
very
So
low coverage.
maybe the question for you is, what's your favorite piece of technology or gadget, and why do you love it?
Gadgets. Woo. Okay. My favorite piece of gadget and why I love it, simply my Android phone, which I'm using right now because it saved me. I can't put on my laptop. I'm in my motorhome. I'm by the beach. There's not much coverage. So this piece of equipment, of gadget, is really useful. And it is my backup plan. So like I can't put on my laptop to be with personal growth, but I'm still here using this wonderful Android. It's not iPhone, it's not Apple, it's just a simple Samsung. And it is doing a great job by connecting me to the world, by connecting me to my buddies once a week. And this is why I love it so much, because no matter what happens, no matter where I am, this simple gadget will always be functional. So that's why it is my favorite. And it always gives me laughter because I got my Android and my Android is perfect. So my laptop can be sitting there and like, you're a wasteful equipment. I always gadget. But then Android is the best, and I have it in my hand, and I sometimes have it placed on my laptop or my lap, and I can still use it. And here I am in my motorhome in darkness, and I can still communicate. I can still take table topic for 2 minutes. Yeah, and I love it. Thank you very much. Back to you, table topic masters. Amish.
Thank you very much, Surya. Quite an interesting answer. And of course, yes, this has been a revolution since Steve Jobs came up with this revolutionary presentation of the unveiling of iPhone, I think many years back. It has changed the whole landscape, literally. People cannot imagine now a life without smartphone. But of course, it's quite interesting. I've seen this, but they are very exceptional cases that people are still using the phones, which were there before smartphones. Yeah, It's quite interesting. Some of the people refer to them as dumb phones. But of course, I think the challenge that has come with the smartphone is that it has made people addictive to it. You just keep scrolling mindlessly, and yeah, of course, everything has its own pros and cons. So it's quite interesting how it is controlling our life. And the wonderful thing about smartphone is that earlier when the computers came into existence, like there were like initially when computers were there, it took the whole room literally. And that processing power is there in this thing that we hold in our hand. It's just amazing. The growth that technology has taken place during few years. It's mind-boggling, literally. Okay, so now we go to the next question. And maybe I see Kathy, you there, so I'll just ask you, share your favorite form of exercise and how it benefits your well-being.
That's a tough question. Okay, I like to work out. So if I had to really pick, I mean, cardio is really important for your heart health. But at my age, and when I'm working with women and people that are older, I feel like one of the most important exercises is strength training, whether that's using bands, whether that's using body weight, whether that's going to the gym and lifting weights, things that are moving your muscles. And here's why. What I hear a lot of times as a coach is like, I'll lose all the weight and then I'll start exercising. No, 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 no. The problem is if you do that, you've dropped your lean mass, which makes your metabolism go down. If you do it at the same time, you're going to have a smoother progression. You will not have as many plateaus as you would. But also, more importantly, when you get to your goal weight, you'll be able to eat more easily, keep it off. But another thing that's very important for older people is that we absorb protein less efficiently. We start losing lean mass, muscle, after the age of 35. So it's really important because not only does it help your muscles, but that movement also helps with your bone strength, which keeps you from breaking a bone when you fall. And for those of you that weren't aware, I had a really bad fall about, I guess it's been 3 weeks ago in Utah, where I was going on an e-bike ride. I had not learned how to use the e-bike yet. My nephew showed me a quick how to do it, did not tell me that he had not turned the e-bike off. So I got onto it. I was just going to pedal it. When I went to grab it, I actually hit the throttle, ran into my husband who couldn't protect himself because he was getting an e-bike out of a pickup truck. And then I landed on the pile of bikes. And you know that little assembly on the tire? I landed right there on my hip. I bounce good because I keep doing strength training. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Kathy, for an interesting answer. Yeah, I think this is really good that some way or the other, if we keep ourselves active, I think that is the most important thing. So thank you for sharing those tips. Now, I seen next Sanjeev, you, so I would ask this question. Describe your favorite piece of artwork and what draws you to it.
I have no such favorite piece of art. There was some noise from the background, so there was no such favorite piece of art. But these days, my little kid is learning drawing. I used to take him to for the drawing classes, and he's making quite interesting kind of drawing these days. And every day he makes some and come with a sheet and show me that this I draw. So sometimes he uses imagination. Sometimes he try to make something, but he draw something else, something, and he tell a story on that also. I always insist him to make some story using those drawings, so he do that. So I like the way he's grooming in this artistic way. The way he's learning the art, it's quite interesting. And all the time these days, he all the time keep himself busy with making a lot of art. And just last month I bought one full mm, bunch of paper, and he finished all that. He pull one piece and he just do some art, he'll throw it, he'll stick it somewhere. So these days he's doing something which I can say it's kind of interesting, and he's learning a lot, even if he's wasting things, but he's learning a lot. Back to you, uh, TTM Somesh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev. Uh, thanks for sharing that incident with your child. So it's great to hear that. Next, I'd see Christian. So I would ask you this question. If you could meet any historical figure, who would it be, and why is this person your favorite?
Thanks a lot, Somesh. Whoa, what a challenging question. There are so many folks I would like to meet, that's for sure. I definitely think, I mean, overall, just an individual, of course, who has lived in the past, Albert Einstein would be somebody I would be intrigued to meet. I think his love for science and really just STEM topics in general, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics truly interests me. He also, in my thoughts, he has a sense of humor, and he understands the importance of laughter. Particularly, I know that, of course, through the quotes I have read. And he appeared to have such an inventive, creative imagination. And certainly, I'm sure his life, like similar to everyone else's, had complications in the very fabric of his own life. There were challenges and losses, but he certainly was able to rise and overcome and still focus on all of the accomplishments that he made and contributions for society that truly forever folks will never forget who Albert Einstein was. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Christian, for sharing that. Yes, and he has got a lot of amazing quotes. Yeah, so some of them are really, when we hear it, we really can think that this is very, very logical. Like for when I say logical, I just remember one of his quotes. He says, "Logic can take you from point A to point B. Imagination can take you anywhere." That's Albert Einstein's quote. It's just amazing. The types of quotes that he has is just, yeah, it's quite interesting. Thank you for sharing. And Teresa, give you this. Talking of quote, share your favorite inspirational quote or motto and how it motivates you.
Mr. Table Topics, if you can think it, you can do it. I really believe that Napoleon Hill had it all together almost over 100 years ago. And today, we are still dealing with, why can't we think of something and let it happen? Well, I know in my case, I am desperately trying to make sure if I really, truly want something, I will go after it. How about you? Especially my favorite things that I love to do, and I love to help others do as well. When was the last time you thought that you wanted something and then it happened? What did you do between the thought and the happening? What did you do between the thought and the happening? and then code it. Do whatever it took and do it again, and keep doing it again, because there is something that happens, something magical that happens when you actually put your process into action. Mr. Table Topics.
Thank you very much, Teresa. Yes, that's quite an amazing aspect. It's again, it's very logical as well. I think because we can just, if we are in a bad mood or something, what happens is, because there are bad thoughts and bad feelings, we got the bad mood, and then unfortunately, because we have the bad mood, whoever we interact with, we might not be behaving in our best way, and then what is that happening is, it is just going to another person, and then the other person is spreading to other person. It's contagious, just like laughter is contagious. Any other kind of emotions are contagious as well, and it's all springing from what's our thought. That is what is springing it. So thank you very much, Teresa, for sharing it. So with that, I would like to end this topic session. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating so nicely. And now I would like to hand over a virtual gavel to our Toastmaster. Thank you very much, Sanjeev.
Thank you very much, Sumesh. I think we have a very good table topic discussion, and overall, I find the overall table topic, the topics, the people have touched many aspects of life: joy, happiness, motivation, health tips, gadgets. So we talk about multiple things. So that was quite interesting, informative, and at the same time motivating, because we have used a lot of good thoughts, good proverbs from uh, different famous people. So thank you for that. So with this, we are into the evaluations section of this meeting. So to evaluate the speakers' speeches and the overall meeting evaluation, I would like to call Somesh here, who is the general evaluator today. So over to you, Somesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And in terms of the general evaluation, we have, the way we will do is, we'll have the two evaluators evaluating the two speakers, and then we'll have the tag team, the timer, the R counter grammarian, uh, to give us their evaluation as well. So I would like to first invite our first evaluator, Kathy, to evaluate Tristan speak. Over to you, Kathy. Thank you.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and most especially Tristan. I love the way you started this speech off, taking us on the train. I've had the advantage of being on several trains, and I do hope that one of these days that train will be one in Alaska, because that is like one of the places that's on my bucket list that I really want to go. You took us there. I love the way you opened and just grabbed our attention immediately with this speech. I love the way you gave us such great details of your favorite things, whether it was the restaurant that you went to, the double muskie, and gave us all the details about the food. I could almost taste it. Taking us to the conservatory, or the conservation. I forgot the name of it. I apologize. I'm drawing a blank. But showing us all the animals that are playful, you could almost hear them laughing. They were having so much fun. The silly moose. It was just a joy to go through this, because this is someplace that I really, really, really want to visit. What you could challenge yourself with, I felt that you saw the green light and you were worried about the time. You did still have plenty of time on there. So I felt like kind of got cut short because you were worried you were going to go over time. Honestly, you could do a whole keynote speech on this and just give us more details, because I know I would want to listen to it. But it felt like you were running out of time. So, for example, you showed us all the animals, but the eagle got I didn't hear you talk about the eagle, and there was an eagle on your picture. so the eagle got forgotten. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know if you were aware of this when you were showing the resort. You were talking about all the snow. This isn't Alaska thing, because many of us, I think, when you think of Alaska, you think of snow. You were showing us the resort and telling us all about the snow sports, and then you mentioned the spa, but all there was grass. There was no snow. Just a little thing on the picture, but it looked like a beautiful resort. But for many people that don't know, and you didn't really share that, I just know this, that Alaska is great to visit any time of year. I'm sure winter is a little rough, but summer is absolutely stunningly beautiful in Alaska. And you showed us great pictures of that. I would love more details. I wish you'd filled it out a little bit more, but I think it seemed like you were a little worried about that. You did start us off with a train, and then your last picture looked like some kind of a tram. You didn't really share with us. So it would be possibly maybe do it a little more circular, where we're coming back onto the train and coming back into the clothes, because you showed us two different modes of transportation, but you didn't really mention. And maybe I'm incorrect. I thought we were on a train because you said choo choo, and then you showed a tram at the end. Just to close it, I absolutely love this. And again, as I said, I really, really want to go to Alaska. And now you make me want to go to Alaska even more. But thank you for a great speech, and I look forward to your next one. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Great evaluation as usual. And you have given some aspects where Christian can bring a speech to the next level as well, which is really good. I think this is what we want, because in our club, because this is an advanced club, so we would like the evaluations to be as thorough as possible, so that the speaker can really get themselves to the next level, whatever that level may be. So thank you for doing that. In terms of your evaluation, yes, I think you had that commend, recommend, comment way of evaluating as well. You started off with good points. In between, you had recommendation, and in the end, you were commending that you actually got the inspiration to travel to Alaska after hearing Christian's speech. So very well done in terms of the evaluation. I think for in terms of the general evaluator role that I have to do for evaluating the evaluators, what I would suggest in terms of your evaluation would be to try and think about the transitions a little bit more, in terms of how you transition from the comment to recommend to again comment, and bring in some kind of relationship between the three stages. But it's otherwise, I think it was a perfect evaluation. So thank you very much, Kathy, for that. Now I'd like to invite our second evaluator, who is Sabaria, to evaluate Teresa's speech. Over to you, Sabaria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmasters homaged. Well, congratulations to my evaluatee, distinguished Toastmasters, Teresa. As usual, great speech. You're a competent speaker. And I love your starting when you say it's about it's a speech with no end. This is interesting. And you told me that it's an impromptu speech. Now, I got your evaluation paper. It was supposed to be a speech with a purpose, right? Okay. Now, I didn't see any purpose statement there written on the evaluation form, but I understand that the purpose of your speech is to get every one of us Toastmasters to write a speech on the idioms, on the 5 idioms that Rita has given us, and you are encouraging us to do that. And you did it very well. You started this speech with a question, asking us to put in the chat what is our favorite things that happened to us, and to share with us, about the favorite things. Then you went on to say about the contest that Rita gave us to put all the 5 idioms into that story. And you did your story with the 5 idioms. And it was a funny story. I think there was humor there. And I love your changes of voice, because there were vocal varieties. You were taking part as a parent, as a mother, as a boy, and the changes of voice were fantastic. They were great. Vocal varieties were there, and then there were intonation difference, and Yeah, you use all the 5 names. Now, Teresa, what I would like to suggest for you, as a great speaker, to take to another level, a better, greater level, is when you ask a question, if you could pause, give us some time to answer to your question and for you to respond to the responses that we give you. Okay, no, there were no responses, of course. I didn't see any, but wait for us. Wait, give us a chance to respond to your question. That'll be taking it to another step. Okay, so then give us maybe a few seconds to answer that. Right, another thing is, as usual, I will always recommend each speaker to stand whenever they deliver your speech. Okay, a very good speech with good starting, good opening, asking question. Your contents were there. There were vocal varieties, and I would only suggest give us pause for people to answer your question. Great vocal varieties. Yep, well done, Teresa. Great impromptu 5 to 7 minute speech. Congratulations. Back to you, Somich. General Velter Somich. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Savaria, for again a great evaluation, and you're given a recommendation as well, which is again quite important, being advanced club. So that's really very good. From my part of evaluating the evaluator, yeah, I think again, it was the flow was quite similar to what Kathy had done, comment, recommend, comment. And I would say that in terms of bringing your evaluation to the next level, you could have a summary as well in the end. I think that might be good to overall summarize, what your recommendation is. Just in terms of what the comment was and what the recommend and comment, and in the end, I think it's always good if we can give a summary of the whole evaluation. So that's a very small thing, but thank you so much for your great evaluation. So now I would like to get to the next part, which is our tag team, the timer, the grammarian and our counter, and then the general evaluation that I need to do in the end as well. So I would like to invite Kaushal to help us with the timing. Thank you very much, Kaushal.
Yes, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. For the speeches, Tristan spoke for 5 minutes, 47 seconds. Teresa for 6 minutes, 8 seconds. For table topics, Kaushal spoke for 51 seconds. Salim, 1 minute 25. Sabaria, 1 minute 38. Kathy, 2:27. Sanjeev, 1:29. Tristan, 1:30. Teresa, 1:45. For the evaluations, Kathy spoke for 3 minutes 20 seconds. Sabaria for 2:52. And I'll also post these times in the chat in case you missed them. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Kaushal, for a really comprehensive timing report. Thank you so much for that. And it looks like if it was a contest today, everyone would have qualified. No one would have been disqualified, which is a really good way of analyzing the time. Okay, now we go to the next role, which is the grammarian role. And I think generally there is an R counter role separately as well, but some clubs do it club together. But I think Salim today would be doing the grammarian only role. So over to you, Salim, to help us with the grammarian report. Thank you very much. Is there a connection issue
Thank
on
you
your
so
side,
much.
Salim?
So I'm playing the role of grammarian today, and my role is speakers and also word of the day, how many times it is used and how often it is used. So Master Christian, so she has used, hello? Yeah, hello, Sumajji, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Your video is frozen. That's fine, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe poor network issue.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I'll continue. So let's start with the first speaker, Toastmaster Treshin. And she has used many good words like iconic, overwhelmed, then one of the most famous places, quite playful. I hope you enjoyed your trip. Then sense of humor, uh, creative, inventive, certainly raised and overcome. There are so many good usage we can find in the speech of Toastmaster Treshin, and she used the word of the day, laugher, 2 times. So now let's come to the second speaker, Toastmaster Teresa. So the idioms used was really beautiful. Cool as a cucumber, have a second thought, then cross your fingers, gray matter. Used good usages like craft a story, catastrophic, war and war again, go with the flow. There's so many good usage of language I can find here in her speech. Now let's come to our Toastmaster Sumeshji. So word of the day you have used many times, and there are so many good usage of language like keep scrolling, logic can take you A to B, and laughter is contagious. Then quite interesting as well. It has been a revolution. I found so many good usage of language, phrases in your speech, and same way like Toastmaster Sabaria used word of the day 1 time, and many good usages. No matter what happened, no matter where I am, like that, there are many good usages I found in her speech as well. And Toastmaster Katie, the good usages like I love the way you started the speech. Cut short your words, running out of time, absolutely stunning, little worried about, I want to go to Alexa. So there are so many good points I found in her speech as well. And finally, coming to Toastmaster Sanjeev. So Sanjeev used many good words. And one, like in her speech, I found one thing like while using the tense, I word is used in a present form. For example, touch. So if it is present perfect tense, the verb should be in PP form, present third form. So that one thing I have observed. So apart from that, was a nice session. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Salim. Again, a very comprehensive evaluation in terms of the grammarian role. Thank you very much for giving all those details about each and every speaker. It's really good. I think it depends on the person who is doing the role, literally, where the person can take that role to. So thank you for showing us how comprehensive this grammarian role can be done with. So thank you. Now, in terms of the general evaluator role, I just need to talk about the role holders and how the whole meeting went. We started 5 minutes late, but we are nearly just 1 minute to the next hour, and I think it's fine. We have covered the whole delay, which is really great. I think in terms of the organization of the meeting, I think we had initially a little bit of hiccup in terms of who is doing what, but I think we need to support our VP education more in terms of in advance, volunteering for things in advance so that everything is organized in a proper way as early as possible. But I think it's challenging, and especially we are meeting every week, so that becomes even more challenging in terms of that. But it's only 1 hour, so I think that's what I would say the unique selling proposition, USP, they call about different clubs. So our USP is probably this, that we meet every week, but for 1 hour, short and sweet meetings where we learn from each other. So I think this is really great that we come together like this, and I think everyone is really interested to share their talents with each other and grow together. And well done, Sanjeev, on Toastmaster and all the role holders, speakers, evaluators. I think it was a great meeting, and it's really a great honor that we can meet together like this every week and share our thoughts and our learnings with each other. Thank you very much. And I would like to hand over the gavel back to our Toastmaster, Sanjeev.
Thank you very much, Sumesh, for such a wonderful evaluation and uh, very motivating feedback. And in this here in Toastmaster, we are learning from each other, and it was again a very interesting and quite learning meeting where we have tried to express our thoughts. So, with considering the time, I would uh, give the gavel back to our president, Teresa, to for the closer of the meeting. Back to you, Teresa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanjeev. And I'd like to pass it over to our VP of Ed so she can work on next week's agenda, please. Tristan?